the gel. Get the hold without all the hard with axe styling, and get some hair action.
When we last saw Alan Wake, his fate was uncertain and his grasp on reality even less so. If the game's first downloadable chapter resolves anything about the story, it's that Wake is certifiably bonkers. It might be too if you think too much about where his story is going. More than anything else, the signal feels like an excuse to keep Wake trapped in his boundless night.
A group of elite scientists. A Dodge Charger from the movie Fast 5. The challenge, modifying it to go at the speed of exponential.
Yeah, why?
Watch the 364 million mile an hour car, the quest for Xfinity.
This is Just Cause 2, a game with a bit of a split personality. Just Cause 2. See, I think this game should have a different title. Just Because 2. Why are you destroying this beautiful tropical paradise? Just because. Just because it's there. Have minigun, will travel. Now that's a long way down. How long? Well, I'll just show you picture-in-picture through the duration of the fall. When I edit together the airplanes and explosions and stuff, Just Cause 2 looks amazing. But this game does not make an immediately good first impression. It took me a long time to find out what its thing was. Because when you start this game, you're on foot, you're stealing cars. It's impossible not to immediately compare it to Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas and Vice City in particular. While they look nice and the grappling hook is cool, when you're on foot, the environments in Just Cause 2 can be a bit sparsely populated and a bit disinteresting. You need to take this game into the air to make it shine. That's where the strength of this game is, that's where it comes alive, and frankly, the title and packaging don't do this game justice. And the introductory cinematics and storyline don't do it any favors either. So if you pick this one up or you rent it and you're like, why am I running around stealing cars? It's not as good as Grand Theft Auto. Find out where the helicopters are. Then you'll get the jets, then explore this beautiful environment that they've created. It's much better from the air because on the ground it doesn't have as much stuff that you would find in, say, San Andreas. There's not as many funny things hiding in the corners. It looks pretty much all the same on the ground, which I'm finally about to meet face to face. It's best to play this game using a combination of air power and then blowing up things on foot. And skyjacking helicopters never gets old, because you have the bionic commando arm-like thing. It's a grappling hook, but basically it's the bionic commando arm. And you have unlimited parachutes at your disposal. This is a lot like the newer Red Faction game in a way. You're working for different factions, basically destroying an entire military, blowing up propaganda, water towers, oil tankers. It has racing missions where you're stealing vehicles and driving through checkpoints and a variety of other things that you have to do to progress the storyline. You're rewarded for the chaos that you create, and that's fun, but it's mostly just explosions and things falling down. There's not like hundreds of people running away from it screaming. Just Cause 2 is not a dark and cynical game like Grand Theft Auto 4. It has an M rating, and you can run around and shoot people and drive over them with trucks. It has a certain cartoony quality to it that does remind me of Vice City. Just Cause 2 is more about this outrageous adventure, where you can hop out of airplanes, and then airjack helicopters and just go on this wild journey through this enormous environment. There's a couple hundred missions and towns, and there is actually a lot in this game to keep you busy for a long time. You're also finding upgrade points that you can apply to your weapons and the vehicles that your arms dealer supplies you with. I'm now going to steal the airplane that's hanging out at the nightclub floating in the air, and then probably blow a bunch of things up, just because I feel like it. You know, this game isn't perfect. It has a bit of, yeah, I've been there, I've done that before, but when you combine it with the awesome air power, the massive environment, and the pseudo-bionic commando arm, it comes alive, even if some of the missions are a bit repetitive.